Let's see if it allows me to get in. Let's see. Yay! Joyous day! And because it's a joyous day, let me see if I can figure out the tipping thingy. Because I'm trying to find where it's supposed to be. Because I never really expect anything, but some people do want to support. Upload image, revert, open profile. Oh. Maybe this would be what you are looking for. And to be able to donate. I don't know. Huh. If it's live. There we go. Let's see. Where would the donate be if it does? Ah, okay. Interesting. I never really play around with it. But let me know if that helps. Alright, and I need to double check my restream IO. Let's see. As alrighty. But yeah. Always one more thing. Alright, it looks like things are working everywhere correctly now, which makes me a very happy duck. So kopierować adresyłki. Kopierować adresyłki. There we go. And then we're going to try one more time to get everything working, because I've been getting a lot of work done. Fantastic. Okay. Let's see if that works. What are we looking at? When a subway station is a better programmer than you are. Ha! That is great. That is super great. Anyways, Mr. Demon Wolf, how have you been, by the way? So, I do not think I need any of this open. I'm just so annoyed with how it just kept trying to break over and over and over and over again. But anyways, I think it's mostly resolved. So, where were we? And let's go ahead and just close you down, Slack, because I do not need you open right now. So, and it looks like that the rate is actually good, so no problem. So, let's see. We don't need this open. We're waiting on Twitter to get back to us. And if we're waiting on them to get back to us, so let's set up. So we need the Twitter bot credentials for Matheson project. Nope, Twitter hasn't gotten back to me yet. So, and since they haven't gotten back to me, let's see what else we can get our grubby paws on to right now. Twitter needs to give me some credentials. They are currently reviewing my actual, request to give me APIs. Access to their API. I probably need to do that as well for my Russian bot Twitter, because that shut down for whatever reason. Fantastic. Error. Seller restriction. Go. What? Okay, so why would I have a seller restriction issue? I'll go ahead and dig in a little deeper. Because I could have swore that I set everything else up right. Tip settings. Okay. Okay. So, apparently I have... Okay. It might have been one of two things. A PayPal that I no longer use may have been rejecting it. So I actually disconnected my PayPal, and we can see if that works now. So there we go. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go. I think it should work now. Because PayPal has not been my friend for a little while. For maybe like a couple of months, but it's courtesy of some extenuating circumstances. PayPal and I have a number of ongoing disagreements. Which makes it inconvenient, because one of my side businesses, I usually collect payments through PayPal up to a couple months ago. I was right, because I am already approved. I don't need to request. Yeah, I was supposed to be approved on a different account, but I had that approval made years ago. 24 Minutes and I were talking a little bit about it before you came on, Mr. Demon Wolf, and he pointed out how Twitter's been changing some of its terms of service and APIs, which makes things a lot worse. So, such is the way of things. So, let's go ahead and jump on over to... Create hard reset option for persistent state. That's still something I need to go ahead and figure out. So, let's see. Let's go ahead, clear out a lot of these. And we need to still plan out tomorrow, I believe. Let's 07/05/2019. Let's at least build out some of the form. So let's go ahead, hop on over to Matheson Projects. We'll go ahead, jump into resources. No. Let's hop back on over to let's see. CD, live data. Well, I'm not really approved, but I had an app which means I was approved in a way when they made the change. Ha! Approved in a way is still better than nothing. Is it still giving you grief? Alright, movie news time. We don't start filming till mid-2020 because there's so much to do before them. The pay with PayPal option just disappeared. Nice! Well done, Zan Krieger. And 24 minutes. I removed PayPal because I can't accept PayPal right now. So it's one of those sucks to be me moments. I am not pleased by that news. I'll be 30 at that point. Open it up for yourself. I mean, Oh, man. I have no point of reference right now as to what's going on. Haha! Well, I was hoping for, at minimum, being able to set up stream elements to go ahead and be like an intermediary of like, hey, just use your credit card or something. I'm joking, by the way. That's why I added a... Mr. Demon Wolf, what happened to your Spyro emoticons? And thank you, Jill's Mustang. I appreciate your appreciation. So... I managed to go ahead and pull everything, so that's not going to be a problem. But what I actually do need to do is implement... Oh, this is in Matheson Projects. I don't want it in Matheson Projects. I want it in Data. And then I need to go ahead, set up a .env. Aha! There is the Spyro. The Spyro we all know and love. We'll come back to that a little later, so... Jacob, are these people that work with you? These are people that go ahead, we just shoot the breeze. Mr. Demon Wolf is actually someone who hangs out a lot with me here, so... He's pretty actually... really super intelligent and smart, and he knows networking like the back of his hand. It is really cool. He's actually introduced me to some technologies I actually now use across all my sites. So let's go ahead and bounce back over. 24 minutes is someone that I just met today. He's super awesome and sweet. He's from Austria. I'm a developer too. I actually don't know where Mr. Demon Wolf is from. I'm from Omaha. I know Zan Krieger is from, I want to say North Carolina or Tennessee. I don't know. I know it's East Coast. 24 minutes, Austria. I believe one person, I think he kind of left. Corwin, he was actually in... He was actually from Britain, I believe, if I was a betting man. Be right back. I need to save my possibly burning food. Alright. I am going to show you guys my delectable food. Alright. Omaha? I'm 4 hours from there. Where are you at, Jill's Mustang? Omaha, Nebraska. Yep. Oh no, my food definitely isn't burning. Is one of my projects 24 minutes? Don't do the Taylor 1 moment. I'm 30 minutes north of Charlotte. Do not do it. What's a Taylor 1 moment? I am so confused. I am so confused, and I don't know what to do with that. But hold on, I'm going to go ahead, post my image. Actually, I'll just go post it on Slack or something. Which I shut down. Hold on. Discord! Discord is where it's at. So, we're going to go ahead, post it here. Pop over here. And then... BAM! Tyler 1 is a popular League of Legends streamer. He holds his food in the face cam. The food just came out of the oven after being in there for like an hour and 45 minutes. The food is so delicious though. So we'll see if it uploads properly. If it wants to. Send. Come on. There we go. Bam. It is pepper with veggies, mixed veggies, zucchini, squash, cauliflower, broccoli, and 3 pieces of chicken. It's so delicious. I can't wait for it to cool down. It's so good. Dinner feast at Jacob's house. But it's so good. Wow, Jacob eats healthy. Yeah, is that a surprise? I mean, the only problem I have right now is the fact that I sometimes just drink a little too much, more than I should. I'm hungry, bro. I thought as programmer it'd be mostly fast food. Nah, dude. I can eat really healthy. I mean, all I had today was a handful of rice, which was delish. I'm hungry, bro, but I can't really make my food at midnight. Why can't you make food at midnight? That's like the perfect time to start like gorging. But yeah, Zan Krieger, a lot of programmers will put on a lot of weight because they're not active or they might become like fathers or mothers. So they sedentary with being tired with raising kids and the stress. It does not do well for their waistline. But if you can throw food into a pan, bam, you're golden. But just wait until I'm able to get the food once it cools down. It's going to be delicious. It's okay, Jill's Mustang. Perfectly fine. How are you doing today? You said you were 4 hours from Omaha. Whereabout would that be? Seeing as we can go 4 hours north, south, west, east. And we have North Carolina and Austria. This is going to be an international trans-American chat. Albeit this mostly started because people came on wanting to say curse words in Russian. So, I'll take it. Well, my family is sleeping. That sounds like a personal problem for your family. I mean, if they start smelling good food, they'd be like, we're tired. But we are going to partake. In a small town of Sheldon, Iowa. I don't think I've ever heard of it. Yo, shut up. 2 hours, 21 minutes. Oh. About 2.5 hours. Suka booked? No! 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 That is very incorrect. If you want to say something, use at least correct Russian letters. There you go. I think that's how it is. It might be... I don't know. It's one or the other. I think it's the T. Not sure. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah. I needed to create a .env file, and I needed to go ahead and steal it from my Zing Vue.js. That way I can go ahead, boom, steal that, put that in. Data Zing land. My bad, I thought it was 4 hours. It's been a while since I've been there. Oh, nothing wrong with that. I mean, I barely leave Omaha as is, so I kind of have to guess where everything is, and I always plan for like an extra half-hour to hour commute if I'm going anywhere other than Lincoln. So we're going to go ahead, close this bad boy. Then we're going to hop all the way down to site. Pop the open environment, make sure that's good. Yes, it's very good. Then we're going to do true. Then we're going to have it pop open custom. Привет, по-русски ты говоришь с акцентом? Да, говорю по-русски с акцентом, хотя я считаю, что мой акцент очень ужасный. Хотя я обычно слышал от русских, что у американцев красивее акценты на русском. Так, I'm very fortunate in that regards. My dad used to live in Omaha. I miss it. Just studying a map of Austria right now. Okay, Zan Krieger? No, like, planned campaigns against Austria. All the messy wars and stuff, that was 70 plus years ago, 80 plus years ago. No more of that. Ты тоже говоришь по-русски, да? Хотя мой родной язык английский. Well, why would you? Americans are very vengeful. Ever heard of 9/11? And even then, when we are vengeful, we don't always go after the right people. It's Russian. Always sounds like you're going to die or something close to that. Твой будешь смерть. That is what I would say if I was trying to say you are going to die. Or you will be dead. It sounds so evil. Oh, у тебя есть русофобия, мой друг. I can relate, Mr. Demon Wolf. Oof, oof. I tried to go ahead and have a little bit of humor in regards to these topics, so... Oof! Is this just going to be a discussion of oofs? Little Jacob, I'm just curious because we never focus on the part of the war that focused on Austria when it's part of Germany. Well... I mean, we have those lovely pictures of women crying and giving the Balamut salutes to the Nazi armies that were passing through. So, kind of got that going. So, I guess it's one of those things of we don't really care to learn much more. Beyond, well, don't support Nazis. Nazis suck. Unless if you're playing a World War II game that forcefully assigns to you against your will to be a Nazi. Have you guys seen the actual video that Extra Credits put out of reasonable games or games that force you to be Nazi? Yo, wasn't me, okay? Well, you might want to take that up with Zan Krieger. He might have a different idea. Battlefield 5. I had to track this route of one soldier who claimed he was one of the first to a concentration camp. By finding the daily reports of his unit, I learned He was weeks late. But, oh man. Weeks late. That just sounds painful. Wrong one. I believe it's supposed to be route. Nope. Router. So, we're going to go ahead, fix that. Fire. Interesting. I tracked this guy through Western Germany, through Austria, to join our forces in Italy. Huh. Can't resolve... Let's see. This is supposed to be the correct one, but if we're going to build router... Oh, that's why. Alright, let's go ahead and see. But yeah, I think you would actually find the video really interesting, Zankrieger, and 24 minutes. Man, I am so surprised that people are downloading my Nugget packages that they do not check my documentation. Like, why? Why not? Who reads documentation? Communist faces felony, media defends far left. What the heck? Who was charged with a felony? I get that's a communist, but come on now. Like, details. So, I believe it was extra credits Nazi. Because they apparently stopped normalizing Nazis. Yeah, they put this out like 2 days ago, and it was a very bad video.
Playing the PvP in your
but here we go.
Shooter, and all of a sudden, you're a Nazi. You didn't ask for this. You didn't choose this. Yet there it is. And it's treated no differently than playing a British soldier.
There you go. It is
This is
maddening
bad on so many levels. No one should ever have a random chance of fighting for the Nazis. And we should never express that there's no meaningful difference between Nazis and Allied soldiers, or that they're functionally interchangeable. And before anyone equivocates and says not all German soldiers in World War II
for those
Nazis,
curious.
if they were wearing the swastika and are functioning as an arm of the Nazi government, then unless the game goes out of its way to tell you specifically that your particular character is not a Nazi, then they're a Nazi. In that multiplayer shooter, when it switched you to the German side, did it go out of its way to tell you that the person you're playing was pressed into service under threat of their life? Yeah, that's a big old nope. Oh, and on a similar note, let's please stop forcing people to play as terrorists as well. There you are, playing your modern shooter, and all of a sudden you're a terrorist. You didn't ask for this, you didn't choose this, and yet second verse, same as the first. There it is. I mean, that's literally the name of your side in the game. We can do better than this. Even if you put aside all of the people who have had traumatic experiences with these groups, who have lost loved ones to terrorists, or who have had generations of their families wiped out by Nazis, no one should have to put on the costume of an ideology they find abhorrent without actually opting into it in your game. And by making people do so, we get them to stop thinking about it, to stop thinking of the meaning behind these things. We normalize them. We make them just window dressing for entertainment. Those uniforms, those symbols, become things that no longer inherently revolt us. They reduce our visceral reaction to seeing the embodiment of these ideologies.
Yep.
Now, does this make us totally ignore the history that comes with them? No. But for some people, it moves them from the territory of revolting to just edgy. It makes scrawling a swastika on something
Ultramum.
from unthinkable to just
that is
dangerous.
apt.
It means you might not take iron crosses all over a website as a warning sign that you should immediately leave. And if you don't leave, you might start reading and buying into hateful ideas there. It seems like such a small and simple thing, but it's things like this that erode our safeguards against dangers we sacrifice so much to fight. By the time you've played 100 hours of being a Nazi, their voice stabs become memes and in-jokes with your friends. By the 1000th time you've respawned as a terrorist, you're either celebrating them or making fun of them. Neither of which helps the global crisis we have that takes thousands of lives every year. So what do? That's easy. Don't make them morally equivalent. Don't make there be no in-game moral difference between your Nazis and your allies, between your terrorists
It's a bloody game.
squads. Frame PvP as a training exercise, or simply take one of your non-odious sides and recolor them so that it's red versus blue, rather than Axis versus allies. A good example of a game that does this is Rainbow Six Siege. All of your bomb diffusion and hostage rescue multiplayer with no normalizing terrorists. In fact, by having all of the characters as counter-terrorists training for a possible threat, it highlights how real and present of a threat that is. And if you decide that you need to have both sides be playable, don't make them interchangeable. Don't have players randomly spawn in as one or the other. Allow players to choose which side they're on. Now, of course, this has all sorts of in-game problems, such as creating shorter wait times for fascists, but you know what? Those wait times could be artificially extended if it meant players had an active choice in what teams they would represent if you're saying we need people playing Nazis in our games. And if you're going to say, but we need it for historical reasons, then your game better actually be historical. You can't really just hide behind the fact you called your desert map El Alamein and say, but it's historical. If that were the case, you need your PvP to at least represent real historical events and be a realistic take on those battles. Once you make both sides balanced, it's also no longer historical. And you can't really say that you need Nazis anymore for historical accuracy. Oh, and once you let players get cool weapons that weren't actually at that particular battleground, it's also no longer historically accurate. And you can't declare
it's
that your
a game.
put players in the jackboots of the Third Reich. And once your map is something carefully designed to have good gameplay by a team in a room in San Francisco or LA, and it's not a faithful reconstruction of the actual
Have a great day, dude.
Historical events occurred in, you can no longer say we need to have players take up arms in service of terror or hate.
You're very welcome.
Look,
I hope to see you around next time.
Have games about World War II or about
Peace
terror.
out.
We're not even saying we shouldn't make games where you play as a Nazi or a terrorist. But what we are saying is that the fact that you're playing as a Nazi or a terrorist in a game has to mean something. And it can't just be a skin. It can't be something that a game randomly drops you into. And really, if we are saying anything in this episode, it's this. Games can do better. And in this particular case, it's not even that hard to do better. And it's no more costly to do better. All it requires is that we in the game industry be cognizant of the world around us and what these symbols we're drawing on mean. That we think as we're building, not just about the game we're working on, but about the world as a whole. If we can do that, we can take a big step forward for the industry. We can stop to normalize Nazis.
Okay. I am going to go get some food, and I will expect some hot takes. So, one moment. Anyways, here I am, back with delicious food. Chicken, mixed veggies, baked in a delicious oven, and eating calcium, because I don't drink anywhere near enough milk. 79,000 dislikes to 10,000 dislikes. That seems appropriate. Yeah, they have a Twitter. It is off-putting as to... I mean, Extra Credits usually has a fantastic set of content that they put out, but it's like that they decided to just go, where is the boomer button and how hard can we press the boomer button? And we found out how hard they can press the boomer button. I just can't get over how bad that was. Like, no one wants to normalize Nazis. No one does. When you hit that many dislikes, you really have to rethink your content. The problem is that people are comfortable with politics in their games, but the problem is when people start trying to moralize and wag their finger at you. That's what these people keep forgetting over and over. We are functional adults. Most of us are, at least. We know what is reality. We know what is fiction. Dear gosh. Just leave people alone and recognize that people fundamentally agree everywhere. Nazism is a bad ideology and a bad idea. So I'll never get over that. All the moralizing. Delicious. But yeah, I wasn't surprised as to how bad it was. I feel like that they need someone on their staff that goes, do you know what tone this sets? We don't respect our users. You a Linux, or are you a Windows or Linux user? I develop on I use a Windows computer for my day-to-day thing. But when I program, I use Ubuntu. So, Linux. So, when we actually go ahead, bounce over to here. Nav in table, register. Okay, here it is. No, it's not this. It's supposed to be the nav. That's the problem. Okay, there we go. There we go. Dun, dun, dun. That's forever. Thank you for your interest in building on Twitter. Before we can finish our review of your developer account application, we need some more details about the case. Alright. Let's see what they want. I was hearing you talking about my question. My internet cut out. I didn't hear the response. Sorry, crappy internet in my town. Oh no, I totally get that. I use Windows computer for my day-to-day work, but I ultimately have my server, my application served on a Linux machine. And I typically connect to the server in order to go out and do my development, mostly because of streaming. I can develop locally, I just choose not to. Infographics, news articles. To ensure there is constant activity on my I want to aggregate data, be learning how to analyze the data that is listed using sub data. Infographics, news articles, and memes. Retweeting and liking will be based on hashtags, topics, and affairs I appreciate, e.g. 100 days of code. If you display content off of Twitter, I will not. Twitter content off of Twitter. There we go. Fantastic. I appreciate follow-ups. Cool. I run Linux Mint 19. I got rid of Windows a while back. I run it on both desktop and my laptop. I've been told I should be developing off of a Linux machine, or I should only have a Linux machine, but when it comes to Windows, it takes care of 90% of what I need anyway, so I don't really see much reason to change. It looks delicious when it has all the veggies on, but the chicken doesn't look as attractive once all the veggies are eaten. But I inhaled the veggies alright. And I have plenty of leftovers. Let's see. So, where was I? Oh yeah, I fixed that bug. I was going to work on the forms. Linux on desktop is a bit more of a pain depending on distro. If you're going to be gaming Linux, you've got better, but still not the best compared to Windows. Mr. Demon Wolf, I think it was you who actually suggested that I try this one service. I think it was Drats, I forget what it is. But it would allow me to like install games on a third-party server, and I can play games on that server instead of running it locally, which would save my computer a lot of strain. All right. Oh, I need to jump over to custom. So then, when it comes down to home, edit. So, we're going to be needing to use this. So then, when we go ahead and do this, props or params. GeForce Now. It's a pretty good also. Though, wouldn't I have to also pay for it? Correct me if I'm wrong, though. Params dot db name prefix. And then params. It's free now, but will be paid sometime later. That sounds very promising. So this is what edit database would be. And then delete. Are you sure you want to delete this database? Params.db name. As a photographer, it works for me. Most 99% of my programs I use are open source, so I just run Linux to make things simple. Do I have one invite code left, but kind of want to keep it? I think I did sign up with the invite that you sent me. Though I don't think I've really done too much with it yet. So we're going to need a save and going to need a delete. All right, let's go ahead and close everyone. Go ahead, jump over to database. Params DB name. Delete this. Oh, that's very bad. Then we want to go ahead. Params dot table name. So then delete table form component. Do you have a site for your photography, Joe's Mustang? Delete. Oh. Delete record. I'll put my photos on Flickr mostly. Do you have some examples? I would love to see some. This is gorgeous. This is really gorgeous. I love it. Squirrel! Where did I get to? Oh well. Oh man, you have multiple pages of it. I was like, oh, we got to the end. Sad. And then there was more. I don't have a Flickr, so... This is really gorgeous. Thank you very much for sharing that with me, Jules Mustang. Very much appreciate that. Alright, let's see what people... Let's see. Okay. Twitter is being a little difficult in terms of, like... I thought I gave a clear enough explanation. Okay. I don't have... They make life so unnecessarily difficult sometimes, but... I'll deal with that later. Just want to work on making these forms. Once I take care of that, I'll feel like I got a good distance today. Alright. So now, when it comes down to the records, that will be probably the hardest one. The table will be far more dynamic than anything else. Okay. Create table. Edit. Edit. So that will be probably the most important. I already have a lot of the logic, so... So, at minimum, it's a good place. And, let's see. So, let's see. I don't know. I mean, I already got in 5 hours plus hours, now 6 plus hours of coding, hanging out, and it's almost about 6 o'clock, so kind of happy with where I'm at. So, Does anyone have ideas of who we should go ahead and raid, or I don't know. Let's go ahead. Do I even have any one worth? Let's see. It looks like we have 5, so you know what? Let's go ahead and find other programmers. Programming. Alright, let's take a look. Let's take a gander at him for a minute. And if I remember the command, it is /raid, then the person's name. Alright. Yep, the Alt F4 stream. Let's see. So, we'll listen to him.
Sometimes, if they know what you're delivering, it could easily just.
So /raid the Alt
I did have them order
F4 stream.
like a hidden box, you know what I mean? But I don't know. People are crafty.
All right.
I know once the stream ends and you have that vibe set up, you're gonna be playing with black glasses and now.
There we go.
Actually, my girlfriend is really excited about playing Beat Saber.
3,
She's
2,
like, I'm gonna
1.
play. I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna watch TV.
Guess why not?